satisfied with the taxes you pay? Are you confident you're taking advantage of every possible tax break? Is your tax advisor coming to you with proactive tax advice to help you save money? Well, I have bad news and I have good news. The bad news is you're right. You are paying too much tax. You're probably not taking advantage of every possible tax break, and most advisors do a poor job of saving their clients money. The good news is you don't have to feel this way, you just need a better plan. Today we're going to discuss the biggest mistakes that realtors make, and then how to solve them. My name is David Robson, founder of Premier Services. Many tax professionals focus solely on compliance. In other words, putting the right numbers in the right boxes and filing it by the right date. Basically, a recording history. At Premier Services, we focus not solely on the compliance, but also offer our clients proactive tax planning to help them save money on their tax liability. Morgan Stanley said it best when he said, "You must pay taxes, but there's no law that says you have to leave a tip." I'm also a participant in the IRS's annual filing season program, a program for tax professionals who aspire to a higher level of professionalism. Over the past 23 years, I've enjoyed working with realtors to help them minimize their tax liability and pay only their fair share.
The first mistake is the biggest mistake of all. It's failing to plan. I don't care how good you and your tax preparer are on April 15th with that stack of receipts. If you didn't know you could write off your daughter's braces as a business expense, there's nothing we can do. Tax coaching is about giving you a plan to minimize your taxes. What to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And tax coaching offers two major benefits. First, it's the key to your financial defense. As a business owner, you have two ways of putting more money in your pocket. Financial offense is making more money, and financial defense is spending less. For most of us, taxes are our biggest expense, so it makes sense to focus our efforts in that area. And the second benefit is it guarantees results. You can spend lots of time, effort, and money on promoting your business, but that won't guarantee results. Or you can set up a medical expense reimbursement plan, write off your daughter's braces as a business expense, and guarantee savings.
I'm not going to bore you with a long discussion on how the tax system works. Ultimately, here's all you really need to know. There's two types of dollars, pre-tax dollars and after-tax dollars. Pre-tax dollars are great, and after-tax dollars aren't so bad, but they're not as good as pre-tax dollars. When you go to the grocery store and hand the cashier after-tax dollars, she won't give you a dirty look, but you'll know that the pre-tax dollars could have gone further.
So here's the one lesson I want you to take away from me today. You lose every time you spend after-tax dollars that could have been pre-tax dollars. This is important, so let me repeat it. You lose every time you spend after-tax dollars that could have been pre-tax dollars. Some realtors are afraid of tax planning. They think it means using aggressive tactics, gray areas, and red flags, when in fact tax planning simply means using every possible tax break to your advantage to minimize your tax liability. Most real estate professionals start off as a sole proprietor. As they grow, they may choose to form a different business entity for liability protection. This does, of course, depend on state laws that may restrict the ability to pay real estate sales commissions to a business. There are a number of tax considerations when choosing a business entity. Many realtors may be working with business entities that were great when they started, but are not working for them today. Selecting the wrong retirement plan can also affect your tax situation. The amount of money you can defer depends on the amount of income and type of plan. There's no one right answer. Everybody's situation is a little different, but you want to look for a plan that has the right combination of contribution, liquidity, and flexibility. Another option that you may not have considered is hiring your children. This is a great way to shift income to a lower earning taxpayer. You can also use these funds to fund things that they want, and there are tax and payroll benefits as well. This option is not as difficult as you think, but it must be properly documented. Probably one of the most misunderstood deductions is the home office deduction. For many years, taxpayers were concerned it was a red flag and an audit risk, and tax preparers were happy to go along with that because it was less work. But it really is a great deduction when used properly. You need to make sure you meet criteria and document it properly. It's definitely worth taking a look at. And what about those vehicle expenses? Did you know there's two ways to calculate them? You can take the standard mileage rate, for your business miles, or you can actually take your actual expenses. A lot of people take the shortcut and use the standard deduction, but there are advantages to taking the actual method. A lot of this depends on the amount of miles that you drive in a year. Now let's discuss the fund deductions of meals and entertainment. You're allowed to deduct them when there's a bona fide business purpose. You can count meals with clients, prospects, colleagues, and referral sources. If you're in a business like real estate, where you have to market yourself, you may struggle to define the bona fide business purpose, but be liberal with your definition. There are several ways to take advantage of medical expenses. You're probably most familiar with taking it as an itemized deduction on the Schedule A. There are limitations to this, so it's not always as beneficial as it could be. If you're self-employed, you can actually take a deduction from income on the first page of the 1040. But commonly overlooked is a medical expense reimbursement plan. One pitfall to this plan is it is an employee benefit plan. So if you're self-employed, you won't be able to create one for yourself. But there definitely are advantages to different ways of taking the medical deductions. Now that you see how some realtors miss out on tax breaks, let's go back to that first mistake, failing to plan. Have you heard the cliche, failing to plan is planning to fail? Well, it's a cliche because it's true. Fortunately, our tax planning service helps you avoid that. We offer true tax planning. We start with a free tax analysis where we look for those mistakes and missed opportunities that could be costing you thousands. And then we create a comprehensive tax plan that looks at your home, family, business, work, and investments. We don't intimidate you with stacks of spreadsheets. We give you a plan written in plain English. All you do is easy to understand. We tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. We can even review your past tax returns to find missed opportunities. So let me ask you, do your clients really understand what it takes to be an effective realtor? Most clients don't have a clue about what you go through to buy or sell a home for them. They think all you do is put a sign in the yard and sit back and wait for it to sell so you can collect your 7% commission. You know your reality is even bigger than that, though. Here's what the clients don't see. The good agents have to do prospecting to find good buyers and sellers. You take time to pre-approve the buyers and sellers. There are appraisals and inspections, and you may even know what it's like to have to leave a family event on a Sunday because the deal you worked so hard on is about to fall through. After all expenses, the IRS still tries to get in your pocket. Let's see if we can get back some of that excess money that you pay to the IRS. You deserve to keep as much of your earnings as possible without paying more than your fair. Let's work together to keep more of your commission. How much extra time and effort would you have to put in to earn another $5,000 in commission? Well, hopefully this video has shown you that with a properly implemented tax plan, you could save that $5,000. You could put that money towards a vacation, new car, or anything else you've been wishing for. If you're interested in the opportunities discussed in this video, please give me a call so we can get started. Don't forget, there's no charge to get started. It's a free tax analysis, so you have nothing to lose.